Two athletes with the Reebok Boston Track Club are heading to Tokyo, and while neither is competing for Team USA, both Amy-Eloise Markovc and Justyn are grateful for the opportunity to race some of the world's best runners. CBS in Boston's Paula Ebben caught up with them ahead of the games.
Well, joining us now are two members of the Reebok Boston Track Club heading to Tokyo this month. Very exciting. Amy-Eloise Markovc and Justyn. And thanks so much for taking the time to speak with us. Amy, I'm going to start with you. You will be representing Great Britain. So athletes train a long time for a chance like this, but it almost didn't happen for you. Tell us about that. Your qualifying time was put into question because of logistics?
Yeah, I found out 2 days before my Olympic trials that there was a problem with my qualifying time being ratified because of an issue of cones that were set in lieu of the inside rail on the track that I ran on. Fortunately, it came through and it was ratified in time, but it was definitely kind of a gut-wrenching 24 hours after my trials when I was waiting to find out if it had been ratified in time.
Oh, yeah, thank goodness. That must have been a tough couple of days. What has training been like for you over the last year with all that you've had to deal with during the pandemic?
Yeah, training's been going really well, and we were able to step it up a lot this year just because there wasn't as many competitions. So I feel like the consistency over the last year really helped prepare me for this year. But yeah, I would say that in terms of limitations with COVID, I think we were very lucky. The great thing about distance running is you can kind of put on your training shoes, and maybe you can't run with other people, but you can go out the door and run by yourself, whereas other more equipment heavy sports had a little tougher time.
Yeah, that is true. You're a little more independent. And Justyn, we know you'll be competing for Team Canada. Tell us about your career up to this point. You've always been an avid runner. How did you get here?
Yeah, my running career actually started fairly late in comparison to other people. I started in like grade 10 or grade 11 of high school, and then from there was fortunate enough to get a scholarship to Syracuse University and compete at the NCAA level there. My career has been pretty interesting, actually. It hasn't been all roses, I guess you can say. Like, I've had for sure like my ups and downs, but I think that's what made me into a stronger runner and a stronger athlete, and even a strong person in general, knowing how to persevere through those adversities and just become like a better athlete in general.
That's amazing to start sort of mid-high school. There's a story, I take it, that you got into running to improve your gym class grade.
Yeah, it's a funny story, actually. I had like a 68 in gym class. The explanation for it was that I was a varsity athlete on two teams, being basketball and volleyball, and my gym teacher thought that I wasn't putting my best foot forward. So he said that's the reason why my mark reflected the way it did, and the only way for me to, I guess, boost it up was to actually try my best. And the last unit I had left was running, and fortunately enough, I did well in that.
Perfect.
To change that.
You found a new talent. That's fantastic. So I know this is so hard with Tokyo, and families and spectators really can't attend. Are your families planning special celebrations? What are they going to be doing so that they can enjoy this whole experience along with you? Amy, I'll start with you.
I think they're just going to be tuning in at home and watching it together wherever they are. I have family that is in the U.S., but I also have most of my family's back in the U.K., so I know they'll all be watching, but I'm not sure if they have anything specific planned at the moment.
Yeah. Justyn, how about you?
Yeah, I think my family's pretty much the same, going to watch it together. I don't know, like maybe my immediate family, being my brother, my dad, and my mom, will watch it together, and maybe with my grandparents and some of my aunts, but at the same time, I guess they're trying to abide by like the COVID restrictions in Canada too. So we'll see how that plays out.
I don't know about you. I always think the Olympics are always so vast. It's almost a better experience watching it on television. I know you would want your families there in an ideal situation, but I think they'll really get the best view watching from home. How do each of you feel as though the Reebok Boston Track Club prepared you for this moment? Justyn, why don't you start?
Yeah, I feel like Reebok has done a phenomenal job, the Reebok Boston Track Club, preparing us for this moment. I think they've definitely taught us how to peak at the right time. Our training has prepared us for any sort of way that any race is going to play out, whether it's a slow race or a fast race or a really tactical race. So I think like just the knowledge that Coach Fox and Coach Adam brings to the table has prepared us for an Olympic championship type of race. And obviously for us to run these standards and get this opportunity to run is the proof of that.
Yeah. Amy-Eloise, what do you think?
Yeah, I would say that, I mean, our coaching has been fantastic. I mean, it's one of the reasons that I wanted to join the Reebok Boston Track Club in the first place. But I think another big thing that has helped is just we have a great group of runners here who, from the marathon, from the 1500 to the marathon, everyone's been running so well and stepping it up this past year. So just being around that every day and being, you know, someone's going to step up when you're not feeling good and that sort of thing. And we're just really building each other up. So, yeah, I think just our teammates and our coach has been hugely helpful this year.
That's great. Well, Amy-Eloise Markovc and Justyn Knight, thanks so much for speaking with us. Congratulations and enjoy the whole experience.
Thank you.
Thank you.